The train arrived every night at 11:11 p.m., a spectral presence on platform 13. It was never listed on any timetable, no one ever bought tickets for it. Yet there it was, a hulking steam engine, its paint faded and chipped, pulling a string of carriages shrouded in shadow. Lights flickered inside, casting an eerie glow on the platform. Some nights, the train seemed to vanish almost as soon as it arrived. Other nights it lingered, a silent sentinel in the dead of night. No one dared to approach it, not after the first few curious souls had vanished, never to be seen again. The station master, a grizzled old man named Finnegan, had seen it all. He'd seen wars and famines, booms and busts. But nothing puzzled him like the 11:11 train. He'd heard the whispers, the rumors that swirled around the spectral train like smoke. Some said it was a ghost train, ferrying souls to the afterlife. Others claimed it was a portal to another dimension, a gateway to the unknown. Finnegan shook his head. He'd seen enough to know that some things were best left undisturbed. Jay Sterling was a journalist. He had a nose for a good story, a thirst for the truth, and the 11:11 train was a story begging to be told. He'd heard the whispers, the rumors. He'd seen the fear in people's eyes when they spoke of the train, but fear never stopped Jay. It only fueled his curiosity. He decided to see the train for himself, to unravel its secrets. He knew it was risky, but some stories were worth the risk. The night was cold, the air thick with mist. Jay stood on platform 13, his heart pounding in his chest. The train pulled in, its whistle a mournful cry in the stillness. He took a deep breath and boarded the last carriage. The carriage was empty, the seats covered in dust. The air was stale and cold, heavy with the scent of decay. Jay felt a shiver run down his spine. He was alone, or so he thought. Section 5, stepping back in time. The train lurched forward, picking up speed. Jay looked out the window. The cityscape outside was changing. Modern buildings gave way to older structures, brick and stone. Gas lamps flickered on the streets below, casting an orange glow. People in old-fashioned clothes hurried along the sidewalks. Carriages and horses filled the streets. It was like stepping back in time. But how? A figure emerged from the shadows at the end of the carriage, a man in a long black coat and a top hat, his face obscured by the dim light. He smiled, a slow, unsettling smile. "Welcome aboard, Mr. Sterling," the man said, his voice a low rasp. "I've been expecting you." Jay's mind raced. Who was this man, and how did he know his name? Was this some elaborate prank, or was something else going on here? Jay woke up with a start. He was lying on the floor of the train carriage. The train was rattling along, the scenery outside back to the familiar cityscape of his own time. Had it all been a dream? He sat up, his head throbbing. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small, rectangular object, an old newspaper clipping. He unfolded it carefully. The headline read, "Local journalist disappears from platform 13." The article below described the disappearance of a young journalist named Edward Miller in 1912. Miller had been investigating rumors of a ghost train that appeared at 11:11 p.m. He was never seen again. Jay stared at the clipping, his blood running cold. He checked the date on the newspaper, April 15th, 1912. The same date as the Titanic disaster. He felt a chill. The train, the man in the top hat, the newspaper clipping, it was all too real to be a dream. The train pulled into the station. Jay stepped off, his legs shaky. He looked back at the train, but it was already fading away, disappearing into the night. He was left standing alone on the platform, the newspaper clipping clutched in his hand. He had a story, but was it his to tell? And what had happened to Edward Miller? The questions lingered, as real and as unsettling as the 11:11 train itself. The mystery, it seemed, was far from over.